gonna fix that real quick.
Perfect start, boys. We're off to a hot start.
It looks weird.
Go ahead.
Oh wait, we're live.
Yeah, we're live.
I didn't realize that. Welcome back to the Dive Bar, episode 48. It's hockey season. I got the lettuce out. The boys are back. Bobby in the exclusive and one and only one of one sweatshirt of the Dive Bar. We have an early birthday episode for none other than Joseph Ravi.
Joe, turning 21 tomorrow?
Yeah, something like that.
Turning 19. Happy birthday.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's one of those birthdays that like 37's like that. Like everybody's like, "What are you doing for your birthday?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm turning 37. Like you don't do things for your birthday at 37.
Podding with the boys.
Like you gotta wait till 40 to throw a real party again. Like,
Have a nice early dinner in bed by 10, hopefully.
Oh, that's
year of Sean Alexander. Is that what is that my pool?
Hey,
Sure.
Madden cover.
He did.
Great Madden cover.
Nicey.
He was nasty.
One more shout out before we get started. Friend of the pod, day one listener, Sir Geechee.
Okay.
Brought in a baby boy to this world. He said the Dive Bar has one more fan in this world. Shout out to Sir Geechee.
Hit him with the horn. There you go.
Mazzles.
Let's go, baby.
Wifey. Congrats. All right, well, without further ado, shall we?
Let's get it.
As well.
I'm putting the helmet on as always.
The opportunity is right now.
Terrific defensive play. Intercepted. Off the block. On the move. Going deep. Speedways. He's got Hill. He's got Hill. The Dolphins have recaptured the lead.
Hits a little hard again.
It feels better.
I'm feeling it. I feel like Chris Greer, he went a little spearfishing with the Dolphins fan base. Caught a couple of us. He's reeling that bitch back in. And I'm feeling he's going to reel us back in, man.
Every year about
every
boys, we got the beef.
Every year.
He upgraded his bait. I mean, finally, he upgraded his bait, and it's having some good returns.
My biggest thing, the top two picks, immediate starters, very safe picks. Find Wood.
C-word.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Wood.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't
Not
say it.
injured.
What you're going to say.
Not injured.
But I will say this.
Uninjured
the best
players.
The best draft story is the fact that we went before the Patriots and grabbed Jonah.
All right,
what
boys,
a big dick move by Greer.
Before we get into it pick by pick, let's save our grades for the very end.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do grades, bro. Those are from Mel Kiper.
People are gonna want them, and that guy. We can talk about that cuck as well in a bit if we want. But let's get into it. Round 1, pick 13. Dolphins stay pat. I know we might have heard some rumblings about us trying to trade down. Maybe we had some sauces. Who knows? Yeah, pick 13. Big boy, Kenny G. Some have other nicknames for him. I'm not going to disclose that. This is a child-friendly podcast. Kenneth Grant, D tackle out of Michigan. Let me first start off by saying I apologize for my discretions on Thursday. My initial gut reaction, I didn't follow the cardinal rule, and as somebody who's been a draft nick for years, I should have known better than to fall in love with a prospect or two and then be disappointed. It's a great pick. Ghost, take us around.
Kenneth Grant. I mean, that's the safe pick. Besides Will Johnson, I think we've had him. Did we draft Kenneth Grant in any of our mocks? I think we might have.
I think we highlighted that he's ideal in a trade down. That was our guy, but only in trade down scenario.
He was. But yeah, I love the pick. I mean, there were, like I said, I said on Twitter multiple times, there were about 20 different guys at that 13 that I'm fine with. So more than fine with Kenneth Grant. Fills a big need. He's going to be an immediate impact starter. Next to Zach Sealer. Our front seven got better. Hopefully Chubb and Phillips can stay healthy.
Babaruni?
Joe, I think you need to give a little background to your little tweet the day of the draft.
Oh, yeah, that tweet.
Oh, yeah.
So word on the street was we were working really hard to trade down. Didn't find a buyer. It happens, but I mean, it kind of showed in the way that we took so long on that pick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm happy because Chris Greer didn't stretch himself out. He didn't give up position. He took the guy that we needed to take. And I got news for you. I got a little hot take on Kenneth Grant. I think that he's going to pan out to be a better NFL player than Mason Graham. I think that he carried Mason Graham.
Okay.
I really do. I really do. Because when you got a guy in the middle that's demanding double teams and you're able to eat one-on-one, and you're the highlight.
100%.
Right or wrong? Yeah.
I mean,
so it's not really a hot take, but I mean that's where I'm at mentally right now.
And I mean, that's a great point. And pairing him with Sealer, we kind of know that Sealer carried somebody else that was a former first-round pick for a bit. Those guys are gonna cause hell. Not to mention high character guys. I think that was a kind of a theme this year as well with the shit locker room situations we got going on and all that. But also, it goes without saying, like, the guy's a winner. You can't coach that. The guy's a winner. You can't teach that. The guy's a winner. Comes from a big program. And if they have NFL type, playing on defense and offense. Like, he's a proven winner. He's big. I think he's 21. So he's still a pup. And as Ghost like to say, no injury history there. So all in all, I mean, I think it's great. Also, he's a monster of a man. I mean, just
huge.
a fucking, like, he's a walking refrigerator. He is huge.
And he can move.
And let's be honest. Like, think about it. One of our deficiencies when it was Wilkins and Sealer was that middle was wide open for the run game.
Mm-hmm.
Because why? We had two of the same player playing inside. Now you finally got and they seen the vision with Calais, obviously. Right or wrong?
Yeah.
So for me, we replaced Calais with a young kid that has a ridiculous ceiling, got a motor. You can't teach that, bro. I know everybody is like, oh, a big man shouldn't have to run and catch a running back. But bro, big men don't usually do that. They usually don't do that, nor can they.
Or they don't, and most of the time they don't even have the motor or the wherewithal or the care to even attempt that. So a lot of good stuff. I can just picture Sealer and him running stunts right now, and him just eating two people up, and Sealer just coming around.
Eating. Whatever Sealer's sack total is for the year on your gambling site, just fucking smash it.
And what people don't realize is getting a guy like Kenneth Grant is going to make the linebacker room much better. It makes it so much easier when you can play with guys like Kenneth Grant in the playbook room. You got Weaver, defensive line coach. You got all of them in the room, figuring out ways to free up this linebacking core. And Willie Gay's going to have a time. Jordan Brooks, these guys, they're finally going to be able to eat. And they had some good moments last year, and I think it's only going to get better.
Yes, I think the assumption was they were going to try to trade down. I think they could live with Zabel or Grant, but at the end of the day, I felt like it wasn't worth the risk and just stood pat. The value wasn't there and got their guy, and I think we can all live with Kenneth Grant, man. It's a monster in the middle at a huge hole and a perfect fit. It's not just a defensive tackle; it's the perfect fit. He's a perfect complement.
He must be new here.
Like, I would love to see Sealer's reaction when we drafted him. He was probably so happy.
I think his wife was tweeting that they were pretty pumped about it on draft night. And not to mention, he gets to work with one of our best positional coaches in Austin Clark. Like, it's going to be good stuff.
Yeah.
Also, asterisk, if Chubb, Phillips, and can stay healthy, I mean, our D-line is looking nicey.
It's looking fresh. Chop Robinson.
And we did upgrade the linebacker room as well.
Yeah.
And if Chop Robinson can finally rush on the interior, whether it's through stunts or lining up over the center, I am going to fucking tweet the shit out of that because as I've been saying,
big butt.
As I've been saying.
It's even crazier. There's highlights of Kenneth Grant standing up over the center, making spin moves.
Yeah, bro.
And Euro stepping the center. That's crazy. I saw that highlight. I was like, ain't no way. No way.
Picture this, 3rd and long. Josh Allen, 3rd and 14, fourth quarter. We got Chubb, Phillips, Sealer, and Chop in the middle.
Yep.
Even if he runs, you got 4 horsemen ready to run his ass down.
Yep.
NASCAR package, baby.
Hopefully we can cover. That's another big thing.
That's a dream of mine that I've had for us since I've watched that Giants NASCAR package.
Yeah, we got to be able to cover.
That thing was special, bro. That thing carried under the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on. Round 2, we see a trade. We moved up pretty high into round 2 at pick 37. Some people were in their feelings about giving up too much, this, that, and the other. There's 2 trade value charts. The Jimmy Johnson one, which is the gold standard, and there's another one. On the Jimmy Johnson one, it was equal trade. We didn't lose a trade. We didn't win the trade. We got up ahead, as Joe Robbie pointed out. And Joe, you can speak on this a little bit more. But moved up to get guard tackle out of Arizona, Jonah Savana, 6'4", 325. I think he was like a 3-year team captain, all Pac-12 the last 3 years, started 11 games, team captain last year. Joe, go ahead.
I mean, brother, this guy has already come out and spoken, and he's like, this is God's work. I'm going to protect Tua, my brother. Like, bro, that gives me goosebumps, bro. You think Liam's saying that?
No.
Do you think Liam goes home at night and thinks about Tua? No.
I wonder
This guy's gonna
what
be like his
Liam.
protector, bro. Like, what was the Game of Thrones guy?
The Mountain.
The Mountain. This
The
guy is the
Mountain.
Mountain.
Yeah.
I wonder what Liam does when he goes home. Like, just go home, has a milkshake, and watches like Family Guy or something.
He just hops right onto Nancy Pomposi.
Yes.
Does some scrolling.
Eats a lot of mayo sandwiches, probably.
Puts his robe on, gets out of the
Joe,
shower.
Joe, speak about what
You
happened.
think he takes bubble baths?
Definitely with the rubber
For
ducky.
sure. There's nothing wrong
Joe,
with that,
speak
too.
about what we found out like 2 days after the draft and why it was so important for us to move up to 37. Do you know? You know.
I'm so sorry. Say it again.
You mentioned it earlier. Why it was so important for us to trade up to get to 37 to take him.
The fact that like we literally stole that pick from the Patriots is
Yep.
iconic. We never do shit like that. That usually happens to us.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
This is the turn of the wheel, boys.
I have been
Turn with
pounding.
me, dog.
My number 1 target day 2 was Jonah for forever. So no one was more happy to see that. But the trade package was stiff. Like, it was hard to watch 100 and some picks go by and not pick. And then we traded down again. But man,
That one hurt.
that did hurt.
Second one hurt.
We added an extra third though. Now looking back, we're sitting pretty good.
For next
Like,
year, yes.
we have like 4 top 90 picks right now.
Yep.
So but yeah, like Eric said though, if there was any kind of like ill will towards the situation, that Patriot story coming out was like everything. I don't care anymore at all. Like, if they would have got Will Campbell and Jonah back to back right in front of us,
Ugh.
I promise you guys on in the fan base would have been a lot more upset about that than the trade that we made. So
Well, I think we even netted. I know that the Jimmy Johnson was close, but I'm pretty sure we netted positive on both trade charts.
And to be honest, I was really hoping for Tate. And as soon as like we were like he was falling to us, I was so excited that we traded up, and I'm like, that was the only way we're getting Jonah. That was the only way.
Well, it's good to see.
And he's a better
Greer-
player than Tate. I just figured Jonah was going to be off the board. Like you're not getting him at 48.
It's good to see Greer have conviction, be like, dude, that's our guy. We want him on this offensive line. They did the same thing with Liam. We traded up in the second round to get Liam when Creed Humphrey was well available, but let's just hope he can't make the same mistake twice. But the tape on, we remember we took Liam. He was a left tackle at Notre Dame. Never didn't give up a sack, all that. But Jonah is a solidified starting guard. I know he had 1,000 snaps at tackle, which is wonderful. That's great for break glass in case of emergency type deal. But he is a solidified interior offensive lineman. He's not switching from left tackle.
boys, how hard were we pounding the table for this late in the draft?
Oh
Very
my
hard.
God.
Dude, we were like, if he really wants to set the tone right now.
Yeah.
Oh.
But,
I swear to God, I think I tweeted it. I would have been fine with just draft trenches the entire time. Like,
Yeah, back to
I would
back
have
to
been fine.
back.
I would have been happy with it.
100%. What's it? And another nice thing with Jonah is like I know Greer likes to always get tackles and move him to guard, but he's actually played at guard. So he had in 2022 he started all 12 games at right guard. He was all Pac-12. In 13 games, he played every game, 3 at right guard, 10 at right tackle. And then last year he played 5 at left tackle and 6 at right tackle. I was doing some research on him. I think during one of the games this year, I forget against who it was, but whoever they were playing, their D tackle was eating their guard up, just like taking his lunch money. And Jonah actually told the coach, like, yo, let me play right guard and I'll take care of this. And then shut the guy down mid-game.
That's
Mid-game.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that rules. Like that rules. He gives me heavy Rob Hunt vibes, by the way, boys. Second round pick, tackle to guard,
Oh,
flexibility, big
Mauler.
mauler motherfucker. Yeah, exactly. Like
dude,
I
in
love
my
it.
head, right guards are meant to be maulers always.
And like I think, and tell me what you guys think on this, but I think he has to play right guard. You can't have two pups together on the left side of the line. So you go Patrick Paul, James Daniels, Brewer, Jonah, and then Austin Jackson. So you have, some what's it called? Some veterans there to take care of the pups.
Communication
boys,
purposes.
If
If
Patrick Paul works out,
Yeah.
this line is the real fucking deal. And I'm
This
not
would be
just
the best
saying,
line Tua has
like,
ever had.
I'm on the wait list when it comes to Patrick Paul. We got to see him play, right? I mean, he did okay when he was in last year, but we got to see that growth. Like, we got to see that growth, man.
Yeah,
because if they can get this shit together, bro, the run game is going to be unstoppable.
Yeah.
Which is going to open up the passing game, which is going to get back to the 23 Dolphins that scored their ass off.
100%. 100%. I mean,
And
I think we're all thrilled about it.
Yeah, another encouraging thing about Patrick Paul is he's going to have a savvy vet next to him now. He didn't have that last year. They're all kind of winging it together. So, like, man, I really feel good about that. And, dude, even so, I feel more excited about Patrick Paul just having, like, a Jonah on the line, too. Dude, in the run game, we should be mauling fools.
Mauling, bro. I need to see some interior runs now.
And
Inside
I want to give some
zone,
respect to Austin
power,
Jackson.
like,
Austin Jackson, the leader of the run game.
Yeah, that right side's going to be eating.
yeah.
Yeah, if they can't run the ball this year, I said move the stadium. Shit's cursed. Like, if you can't run the ball with this offensive line, like, everybody gets fired and you just start over.
All right, moving on. About 110 picks we had to wait. This felt like an eternity. But we did pick up an extra third next year. There was a run on running backs that Chris Greer took advantage of course. So the Texans gave us their third next year. For Jordan Phillips, not that Jordan Phillips, this Jordan Phillips is a absolute beast. I know we were big fans of him on the pod. Bobby, you want to start us off?
I can, man. Dude, Ollie Gordon, a guy that down year, kind of weird usage. Dude, last year, this dude had Heisman votes, 1,700 total yards, just straight animal. The number one running back in college football. Like, freak, 6'1", 225. Like, to get him at that point in the draft, awesome. And also, we're talking about Fitz, like the ultimate third guy for our room. Your short yardage guy, goal line guy.
Gordon instead of Jordan Phillips?
Huh?
You just went to Ollie Gordon instead of Jordan Phillips?
Oh, my
He
bad.
got excited. I
Dude,
wasn't going to stop that
I
train.
mean, I love Ollie Gordon too. I mean, but, we'd be skipping ahead.
I got to stick with Ollie Gordon now. I'm too deep into this.
Okay, go off,
Dude,
King.
the perfect third back. I mean, short yardage, goal line, pass pro. We seen the clips. Pass pro. This dude is an animal. Jesus
And
Christ.
he's got some hands too, bro.
And he
I mean,
can catch. And he
23
can catch.
Doak Walker award winners, the nation's best running back. Like, if he would have had that same type of year last year, he's a second round pick at absolute worst.
The combination of those three running backs, there is zero fucking excuses not to pound the fucking rock.
Mm-hmm.
Zero excuses.
Also, I think with Ollie, if he plays well in camp and whatnot, we can probably just get rid ourselves of Alexander Madison, save the money, get rid of him. No need. Why?
Guys, you just can't. Some people can't handle podcasts. It's all good.
What?
Nothing.
What is he? What are you talking about?
Oh, I can figure, but whatever. I stand on it.
Of course you do, Eric. Of course.
Do we want to go back? Do we want to go back to Jordan Phillips or no?
Let's go back to Jordan.
Absolutely. First of all, my favorite thing about him was the first thing he asked is, "Can you send me the playbook?" Like, that's the coolest shit I've ever heard.
Yeah, the one word that comes out with every single person, and I know it's a very super football lexicon terminology, but it's always motor, and this kid doesn't stop. He's 312 pounds with a huge motor. I mean, this kid's going to be our defensive line room was too deep going into this draft. And when I say too deep, I mean the number 2, not TOO, the number 2. So it's we're going to see a lot of these young guys contribute early and often, and he's one of the guys that, again, safe pick. I think it's a safe pick. It's somebody that's going to fit the scheme, and he's going to do his job. And we needed a young body. We got younger, and we got bigger up front.
He also wrestled in high school and power lifted. He pressed overhead press 365, weighing under 300 pounds.
Jesus.
I don't like to put that
That's
in
a depth guy.
perspective.
He's a depth guy.
To put that in perspective, the I think the world record is Eddie Hall at 465, and he's a pro power lifter on everything under the sun, and like almost 40. 465, and he did it like weighing like 350. Jordan Phillips did it at 20, weighing under 300 pounds. So, yeah, he's strong.
The only thing I want to say about Jordan Phillips, and it's simple, really. Last year, I predicted Patrick Paul was coming on this team. These boys laughed at me. Patrick Paul came on the team. We did our mock draft a couple weeks ago. They said Jordan Phillips sucks. Jordan Phillips now on the team.
Who said he sucked? We all liked him. We mocked him a bunch.
We mocked Jordan Phillips.
I
mocked
him.
him.
Bobby, this isn't
No,
the campaign you think it is, brother.
They missed the whole point. I'm talking about the list podcast.
Oh, okay.
There's a reason I pulled the comment. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
This is what happens when you spend your time all by yourself all weekend on the podcast. You lose your chemistry.
Bobby's just going off on tangents, and we're a little slow here to catch
Bobby's
up.
like Tom Hanks and
We got to wake up here, boys.
He's like Tom Hanks and Castaway on the podcast all weekend, pumping out content there for the draft.
Yeah, and he's only 20 years old also. Like, this is a pup of pups, but, like, great steal. He was on Bruce Feldman's freak list. Yeah, just, I mean, I can't believe.
Can the boy lead Ollie Gordon for a goal line tutty? How's that work?
Probably.
Hell yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
The fact that
Ollie-
he felt fit is kind of crazy.
This is something we have to discuss is Ollie Gordon's highlight of pass blocking. What a fucking monster.
We're going to get there. We're a few picks away.
Sorry.
He literally seeks contact, though.
Listen, I mocked Ollie Gordon every chance we had on this fucking
You
pod.
did.
Right?
You
Yeah,
did.
but we were mocking him
love-
like 4th, 5th.
Yeah, so, all right, moving
I
on.
said it on Space like 3 months ago, so it doesn't matter.
You did. I remember that. Also, all right, moving on. At pick 150 in the 5th round. So we had a nice little run here of picks. Pick 150, Jason Marshall, corner out of Florida, South Florida kid, 5-star recruit. I have a lot of friends who went to UF. They were, lukewarm on him, but he's traitsy. So if you guys have anything to say.
Yeah, well, the good news is we don't give a shit about your friends that went to UF. Who I do give a shit about is a trainer that has a guy who played with Marshall and said that kid's a fucking dog.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
That's more important to me. I don't
I've
care about
heard-
Bob Schmo fucking law degree at UF. You don't want
I've heard if you removed injuries from his college career, he was gone in the 2nd round. I heard that multiple times. So
Hey.
take that.
When it comes to the cornerback room, we gonna see. I don't know. That's it. That's all I got for you.
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
Yeah. I mean, Greer he's like kind of like I feel like Greer was kind of an addict going into this draft, and he was just like holding back that addiction. We took 2 safe picks in the 1st and 2nd rounds, took Jordan Phillips, and then he just
let
like
it rip.
sprinted out. He's like, I need a fucking injured cornerback right now. He went out and got one. We're like, all right, man, you got your fix. You did it just fine. We'll be good.
I mean, 5-star recruit. Last year, started 7 games, 20 tackles, 1.5 tackles for loss, 4 pass breakups, and a forced fumble. And then he missed the rest of the year with a shoulder injury. But 6 foot, 195, hey.
Right on par with the Greer guy.
Yeah, if you want to come here and earn a spot, there's a spot to be had, my brother. So it's the ball's in your court if you want to, you want to make a team and actually get some PT.
Legitimately.
And I mean, I wholeheartedly feel like we're gonna get a vet. We're bringing a vet.
Yeah, 100, if not 2. But
Yeah, I
they've been
think that was in stone before the draft.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, if Asante Samuel can overcome that neck injury, and those vertebrae injuries are tough, really tough, and that's probably why teams have just been like keeping him blacklisted basically. If he can somehow overcome that and Miami gets him cheap and it's not a worry for him, that's a steal. Bradbury's still out there. There's a lot of good options like for a veteran corner. There's guys.
Hey, Curse, can you smile for me, bro? Very negative in the chat today, buddy. Just had a great draft. I need a smile from you, Bugs.
Must have had a bad day at work. All right, moving on. 155. I like this pick. Dante Trader Jr. from Maryland. I know there's a video of Jordan Phillips that was hype when Trader got picked by the Finns. So what you guys got to say on Dante Trader's safety out of Maryland?
I've
Bro's
heard all
a
good
specimen.
things. All good things.
High character, versatile,
Team captain.
great friend.
He originally, also fun fact, he was one of the top lacrosse players in the country coming out of high school. Originally signed with Maryland to play lacrosse. So he's an athlete, and I think he slid because he didn't test well at all. His testing was pretty horrid, but on tape, captain, another team captain, all over the field, making tackles, always around the ball. Yeah, I mean, again, if you want to come here and earn a spot, there's a spot to be had. And let's be real. We have two, the safety room is 4 deep. The guy we got from Iffy we got from Detroit has an injury history.
Ashton Davis.
Ashton Davis never was a starter, so, we'll see. But another
It's a league of opportunity, Eric.
Yep.
I do have a little story about this guy. Eric touched on it about him being really good at lacrosse, actually. He didn't even want to play lacrosse. His dad apparently told him all the family apparently played sports year-round, and he didn't want to play baseball. And his dad said, well, you're going to get the hell out of the house and do something? So he said, all right, let's try this lacrosse thing. Dude, he ended up being top 5 player in the nation.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Top 5 player in the nation, goes to Maryland, and then he said at his junior year they had to make a choice. He felt like he could get drafted playing football, so he went full-time football.
Sure.
So, dude, athlete of athlete, just ball, gamer. That's crazy. You're just like, all right, I guess I'll do lacrosse. Top 5 in the nation, dude. That's insane.
Yeah, that's really dope.
And if you watch him play, like every time he's on the field, like he's pointing, telling guys where to go, like lining up the defense. So like, you can't teach those intangibles. And I think that just kind of goes with the theme that Greer was going with this year. But yeah, I mean, he has a chance to earn a spot. I mean, worst case, he could be a special teams ace. But
but Eric, another thing we have to really focus on is the fact that this defense is super young now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I like that we're building a new core. But
Agreed.
We're not resetting. We're not rebuilding. You know what I mean? We're just developing a new core foundation of leaders. So for me, I feel like the sky's kind of the limit now. Whereas before the draft, I was like, what the fuck are we going to do? But all these draft picks make sense because Dante Trader didn't really know much about him. But when you start digging, dude's a literal leader, captain. Yeah. All these guys were captains.
Yep.
And that's what we needed to change the culture. You can't change the culture bringing in guys who never stepped up for their team.
The biggest thing about Trader is, I went and watched a few breakdowns of his tape and guys that actually knew what they were talking about. And every single guy used the word rangy, is that he gets over the top on those vertical routes and he's breaking them up. And that was like his biggest trait, was he can break from the middle of the field on a vertical route and get to the sideline and break up the play before the ball's there. And then, it's really what you need as safety, especially if you're going to play that too high and that weaver shell, you're going to keep things in front of you.
Yep. Honorable all Big Ten conference last year. Started 10 games, 59 tackles, 1 pick, 4 PBUs. Did miss 2 games to injury.
But I also want to, Eric, another thing people have to realize is we're probably going to have a lot of rookies playing this year.
Yeah, it's going to be nice.
Yeah, so, I mean, I feel like we're going to probably have a slow start to the season, but if everybody can gel together throughout the year, we could catch little heat at the end. We can make a run.
Well,
I mean, that's where mine's at right now.
You got to see if the pubs can bite.
Yeah, young guys in general will probably have more responsibility than you think this year. Like I keep trying to tell people, I definitely think we're going to add a vet to the cornerback room. Don't get me wrong. But somebody probably, Cam Smith, Storm Duck, Ethan Bonner, are probably going to play a bigger role than you expect and have to really figure it out. Just, that's something we have to accept at this point. And I'm not totally against it. I know it's not the safest bet, but at some point you got to figure out what you got in these guys. And I think that's where we're at, exactly where we're at in this process.
And didn't we bring Elijah Campbell back?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's
All
your
right, there we
special
go.
teams ace. That's your special teams ace.
And geez Louise, McMorris. We haven't even brought up McMorris.
Yep.
He can take a step in the right direction.
Yep.
McMorris was nice in preseason.
They like him too. They like him.
And we drafted him too. He wasn't undrafted, so they wanted to get him, so yeah, we'll see what happens with him too. Everybody, it seems like the chat's favorite fucking pick, I guess. Ollie Gordon, round 6, 3rd pick in the 6th round, 179, running back, Oklahoma State. Go ahead, Bobby.
Bobby's already done this. He's done it
unloaded
twice.
the gun.
Oh, that's right.
I unloaded
ahead.
the gun.
6'2", 226. Guy can move, mauler downfield. And he just, dude, just seeing videos of this guy on the sideline, he just looks like he loves football. Like he just looks like he loves the game of football. He just loves playing football, loves contact. Pass protection highlight is probably the biggest thing. He's going to get a lot of playing time from that alone. Hope to God we don't see Achane. No shots at Achane. This is not a shot at Achane, but Mike McDaniel having Achane in their pass block on 3rd and 14 last year just sent my head spinning. So it's really good to have a guy that can really look for contact there. And I think there was a clip floating around there with Ollie Gordon saying, if it'll be your last time blitzing, I'm going to make sure of that.
Yeah. Yeah. He said, I'm looking for contact, and if you blitz, it's the last time you're going to do it, which is great. But listen to these stats. 2023 Doak Walker Award winner, nation's top running back, first team all AP, all first team, Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year, first team all Big 12, led the FBS with 1,700 rushing yards, 285 carries, and for the math majors out there, that's 6.1 yards a clip, 2,060 yards from scrimmage. He also had 39 catches for 330 yards and a touchdown. I mean, started every game. I mean, just unbelievable. Unbelievable 2023 year. Down year last year. Don't know what happened. Some people say shit O-line, but like, you know, it's not a great excuse. But if he can find that 23 juice, I mean, this guy. And let's be real. If there's one thing McDaniel has his shortcomings, but if there's one thing he can do is find running backs.
Yeah.
The Shanahan
It's a room full
system
of
in
his guys
general.
now.
Say again?
It's a room full of his guys now.
Yeah, exactly.
And he got to handpick who the fuck he wanted. And
Yep.
now we have a real third down back. Between him and Madison battling out for the third down role, that's awesome for us.
Yeah, 100%. I'm excited. I drafted him every time we did a mock. I loved him. I loved his game. I mean, he's big, looks for contact. He's also young, another high character guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was pumped.
A good Mostert replacement.
Yep. He was pumped when we drafted him. I love that. You know what I mean? Like that goes a long way. Yeah, I thought it was a home run pick, especially in the 6th round. I mean,
yeah, that was a steal.
I think Achane is very valuable and needs to be on the field, but at the same time, I feel like you can truly let Ollie and Jalen Wright carry the workload and keep Achane fresh and give him 15 plays wherever he may line up, receiver
15,
or
20.
running back,
13
and let
balls.
him be his best version of himself, and he can still have the same amount of total yardage and usage. Like,
Put him in the slot, dude. Put him in the slot.
12 bubble screens.
I think a lot of problems we had last year was just fit and lack of certain players that could do certain things. And that's what I love about most of these picks. They filled a lot of big voids that cost us to put ourselves in situations that we couldn't even help.
Yep.
Yeah, I love the pick. I'm excited to see what he can do. He should get a lot of run in preseason. That'll be fun to see.
It's funny you say this because he actually was.
He might have been wide
He
receiver
literally was.
wide receiver 2 last year, to be fair. All right, moving on.
To the grand finale, baby.
Round 7, pick 15.
John, get ready.
231.
Oh, John's been waiting.
Dude, he's been
Quinn
hyped.
Ewers, quarterback from Texas.
I just want to say for that list comment.
Hold on, real quick. This is gonna get better, guys. Anyways, what were we talking about? Somebody do that again. Somebody do it again.
It's probably better that way, to be fair. I'm not even going to speak on it. Go ahead, Bobby.
Listen, Quinn Ewers was a 3rd to 5th round draft pick at worst. You get a chance, and I get this isn't like Quinn Ewers is like Dan Marino 2.0, like Des Bryant tried to tell me. But Quinn Ewers in the 7th round is like a lottery ticket. How do you complain about Quinn Ewers in the 7th round? You don't. It just is what it is. He's the 3rd quarterback on the team. You take a 7th on him. I mean, what else are we going to get in the 7th round? I love the pick. I mean, I like the fact that he was sitting in a room full of 500 stuffed animals.
It's a lot of hunting, brother. That's a lot of hunting.
My favorite comment of the weekend was like, well, we know Ewers knows how to kill buffalo. It was like a giant buffalo behind him.
Yeah,
and then his reaction when he got drafted, dude, the guy was all tears, man. I always love the reaction. That's the best part of the weekend. Kids' reactions.
Sure, 100%.
Miami didn't have a 3rd quarterback going into the season, and most of Dolphins Twitter was drafting a quarterback in their mock drafts. It doesn't matter if it was Kyle McCord, whether it was Quinn Ewers, whether it was the kid from Kyle Rorick or whatever his name is.
Indiana, yeah.
Yeah, Indiana. They were drafting a quarterback, and I was never a huge Ewers fan, and I really hope that he works out with the team. He does have a lot of talent, played in a lot of big games last year, and he did stave. They tried their hardest to get Archie in there to start, and he did stave off that that starting role from Archie, and he's with the team now, and got to give him a good camp, see what he can do in preseason. I think it's an upgrade from Skylar Thompson. I think Skylar Thompson was truly an undrafted 7th round pick, that he was in there, but Quinn Ewers could have went much higher than he did.
Yeah, I think you basically summed it up. I was about to say, dude, we also drafted Skylar Thompson in the 7th round.
Correct.
And this kid played for a premier school, and he was a baller. Last year, he played hurt the whole year.
Yep.
Oh, this is a cool story. My bad. You done?
No, go ahead.
Oh, my bad. But Jonathan is from the same town as them, and his sister actually sent him a picture. He killed a buffalo the weekend of the draft. That was the story.
That's crazy.
They were at a hunting range, I guess, and he went on an excursion and killed a buffalo, then got drafted to the Dolphins. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, man.
Still doesn't make up for Mason Taylor being a Jet, but
that does suck.
Cool. I mean, that had to be the worst part of the draft, right?
That hurt.
Yeah, that was painful.
To watch Zach and Jason have to pretend to get excited about it, that had to hurt.
Yeah, that was rough to see.
And now they got a root for the Jets.
But good for him, bro.
Because guess what? If my son went to the Jets, I'm fucking rocking the Jets.
100%.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Dude, I love Karen.
Yeah, she's the best.
She is made to rock with us every Tuesday night, man.
I'm not gonna say anything on Quinn Ewers. Whatever. See what he does.
We already over you. Next.
And then our last pick. We like this pick. I think we spoke about him on the pod. We had trains with Sack Sensei, who we had on the pod. Zeke Biggers out of Georgia Tech. Another big boy, 6'5", 321, just a monster of a man.
Monster.
2024 honorable mention, all ACC, tied for 4th in FBS with 2 block kicks, started every game, 23 tackles, 3.5 TFLs, 1 sack, 3 pass blocks, 2 block kicks. I mean, just another commitment to beefing up the trenches. Big boy.
I think it was a total of 1,200 pounds in the trenches,
or more. That might be low. It's up there. It's a lot of meat.
It's over 1,200, yeah.
And he ran a 5-second 40. At 321, 6'6", 321, 5'140. He had an 8.2 RAS.
Yeah, I think he was another guy that stood out the East-West Shrine game. I think he dominated there.
Yeah. So those are our actual picks. And then we have 15 undrafted guys with some nice names on here. We can kind of go through quickly.
That tight end I love, Conyers.
Yeah, he's first on this list that I'm looking at on SI.com, ranking the undrafted free agent class. Jalen Conyers, tight end from Texas Tech, 6'3", 260, big boy,
ball.
4-sport athlete in high school. Lined up at Wildcat at the quarterback for Texas Tech. Can rush the ball, good hands, good blocker. Anything else you guys want to add? I don't know why he didn't get drafted, actually.
There's a lot of tight ends this year.
Yeah.
A lot of quality tight ends.
Yeah. But I mean,
and the way the league is moving, man, it's like you need to have 2 good tight ends.
Yeah, 100%.
You can't just lean on one baller. It has to be it's crazy how the league has changed, but we're scoring more, but we still have a lot of 2 tight end sets. It's crazy to me.
Sean nailed this one. I think Armstrong probably the most exciting undrafted free agent. 6'4".
Hell yeah.
He's next on the list.
I hate to say this, but CD light. I mean, it's the same. I can see the mannerisms, but a 6'4" guy. He's awesome. Also love Saunders, the Ole Miss safety. He looks awesome. Huge. Playmaker.
You gonna be okay over there, Eric?
Did you just walk in with a gun?
No. I wouldn't let him in the house. NHL hockey, just a nice fight going on. Anyways, Julian Hill and Tanner Connor, don't buy real estate down here because I like this kid Conyers coming for that role there.
That's a nice battle with the 3 of them.
Yeah, 100%.
I think
is it the cream rises or whatever, however that goes?
Yep.
I think Ollie Gordon's taking this jersey as soon as he gets to South Florida.
He's gonna bully Zach.
Cut it out.
He's got more investment. He's got more invested in the number.
I mean, Andrew Armstrong's a great
Andrew Armstrong is our next pick here.
Fantastic.
Arkansas. Go ahead, Ghost.
Big guy, big receiver, big body receiver, but he can move. I think he's going to. I think my comp for him was Chase Claypool when he came out of college, and he had all those. He had that nice run with the Steelers. I can kind of see him being what Miami really wanted Claypool to be for them. He's a big guy. He's a big vertical guy, and he can run. So it's a really good pickup. Hopefully, he can contribute early.
And fun fact, he catches with his hands.
He does.
Yes, he sure does.
And I've seen him catch some balls in the snow, which really got me excited.
He led the SEC in receptions and receiving yards last year. He was like Arkansas's go-to on third down, which you love to see. 6'3", 202. He's older. I think he's going to be 25, which is probably why he didn't get drafted. But I think we paid him a good chunk of change to get him because I think a lot of teams wanted him. But excited to see him. He should be able to make the squad for sure. Yeah, crazy he didn't get drafted. I'm pretty sure he ran well too. It's odd how some guys just slip through the cracks for whatever.
This is another sidebar real quick. Shout out to Saccone, Chris Saccone, the homie. Nobody in
Dude, you have no idea.
Dolphins
Saccone sleepers, baby.
Saccone sleepers. This guy loves the sleepers more than anybody I ever met. Every day this guy posts, "Hey, you guys got to see this guy. Hey, you guys got to follow this guy. This guy's gonna be a stud." So shout out to him. He puts the work in, bro.
He does. This guy, Chris Saccone, Saccone Styles, one of the best barbers in South Florida.
Chris, he's coming up on the list. Don't worry.
This guy is all about the sleepers in the draft, deep dives, and humble about it too. He's not going on the timeline saying, as I've been saying, as I said on his face 7 months ago. Just let me know. He's like, hey,
for a year.
Remember when I talked about that guy last year? That's all. He's like, I'm glad that you guys like him too.
Yeah. Saccone sleepers, keeping us up to date on all things sleepers in the draft season.
Hey, Chris, chat, post your Twitter handle in the chat.
Yeah, we'll put it up. And then moving on, just a few more. BJ Adams, a cornerback from UCF. He came for a 30 visit. I think we paid him pretty good, pretty good undrafted free agent money as well. But man cover corner, good size and length. Interested to see what he could do as well.
Carpet dinosaur.
He's hilarious. I need to know who that is.
I can tell you, but you know what I'm saying.
And then moving on to,
is on the team.
If anybody has anything to say about BJ Adams, no? All right, good talk.
There you go.
The linebacker that Chris was talking about, Eugene Asante, the linebacker from Auburn. Good player, has a really good chance to make the squad as well. Led Auburn in 23 with 86 tackles with 5 sacks. Could be a special teams ace, but excited to see what he could do. And then I know that the boys were fired up about this one. John Saunders, the safety.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big time.
Who's gonna lead that one off?
Okay.
That's a Bobby guy.
That's another guy that a lot of people thought would get drafted. He's 6'2", 6'3", ball hawk, will come down and lay the wood. Dude does it all, and he's built like a freak. So I'm all for it. That's how I like my UDFAs. Give me the freaks. If you can just find that one good skill they do or whatever, that's how I like finding these guys. So I'm all for Saunders, man. He looks awesome.
He played well at Ole Miss last year. He had 3 interceptions last year. He's a big guy, 210 pounds. I believe 6'2", 210 pounds. Second team All SEC. I mean, you're playing in the best conference in college football, and you're making second team All SEC and 3 interceptions as a senior. It could be a big time player.
And again, these guys are all UDFAs.
We lost a lot of special teams guys too. Guys like Saran Neal. You don't think of these guys that you lose. You got to replace them somehow, and it's a big part of the game. Really big part of the game.
Friend of the pod.
We also gave him 6 figures guaranteed. So we paid him. I know I read that a lot of teams wanted his services. 27 tackles, 4 forced fumbles, 3 picks, 5 passes defended. Does a lot of peanut punching, which is nice. Forcing a lot of fumbles. So yeah, excited to see him as well. Let's see through here if there's anybody else of note. One guy I think could also make the team, Josh Preeb, the guard from Michigan. Mm-hmm. Interesting that he wasn't drafted, but sign me up for Michigan guards.
Yeah.
Sign me up for Michigan linemen in general.
And sign Ross up for anybody from Michigan.
Anytime you get a Big Ten interior offensive lineman, you can't miss. You
started 42 games across 4 seasons at Northwestern and 1 at Michigan. Excited to see what he can do as well, but he has a chance.
I know we talked about him already, but Eugene Asante from Auburn, he ran a 4.4, 6'1", 203 linebacker, explosive blitzer.
Yeah, again, another guy, tradesy guy. I don't know why he wasn't drafted, but better for us. We'll take it.
But this was a deep draft, dude. Like,
yeah, no, for sure. Just like some
like,
guys that test like that normally just get picked up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Who in the draft did you think went way too early? Not on our team, just in general.
And this I got to give Eric some flowers here. The Michigan tight end was tight end 1.
Wow.
And Eric told us that would be the case. We called him crazy, which he is crazy, by the way. I don't feel bad about that. I don't feel bad about that part. But nonetheless, Eric, we call it like it is here. You got that one right.
I appreciate that, but even a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and again. You know what I mean?
And it took a maniac like Ben Johnson for that you already knew he was going to do something crazy with his first draft. They always do.
Yeah, they do. Let's see what else we got here on the docket. All right. So, I mean, that kind of wraps up the draft. I mean, excited to see. I think my only thing that kind of annoys me is that seeing that Chris Grier put this attention into good trench players just shows that he could have done this. He could have been doing this for years. He just didn't. Like, he can do it, like, clearly, at least, based off of like pedigree and like the draft, and prospects and like all the, what the big people say, like all the experts or whatever. But like, he had this in his bag. Like, we could have been doing this. It's just crazy that we waited till now, like backs against the wall to do it. But hey, better late than never, I suppose.
Me and George talked about this on the Fence Faithful podcast. We said going in, like, this would be clear and obvious if it was a Chris Grier draft. Do y'all think he put his nuts on the table this weekend?
Yes.
It took ownership of this class.
At least for the first 3 picks.
I think it was more a collective. I think it was more of a collective. Everybody in the building was finally on the same page. I think that had a lot to do with it.
Definitely first 3 picks. I mean, he went and got his injured corner with potential, boomer bust potential. He got his couple of boomer bust guys, but he took care of business. And I mean, you can't, once you get to the 4th rounds, 5th rounds and on, it's kind of like, you really got to just take guys you like, boomer bust,
Yeah, no, I think he did really good, man. I think, like I said, the first 2, we basically got 2 day 1 starters, and that hurts. You really wanted 3 out of the deal, but I get it. And we got to 98. I don't even think there was somebody there that could be a day 1 starter for us. Sure, there's a lot of people there I loved, but there's not anyone, that was really going to be a day 1 starter. But the first 2 guys I love so much that I'm okay with that. You got 2 big needs with huge guys, literally.
I mean, you had guys like Kobe Bryant going undrafted, which was wild.
I wish
that was nuts.
I really wish we picked him up.
This is funny to say, but it's kind of true. Like, I feel like every Dolphins draft, I love a guy or 2, but I'm also like, what is it? Like, it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. I truly feel like I left this one like solid B. Like, I can live with that. Like I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I know more than they know. So anything can happen with this class. But like, we usually leave here. I know Ghost always hates our draft classes. I try to make the most of them, but I'm sitting there kind of wanting more. Like, I don't really see the vision. There's like 3-year projects here. Like, I really feel like this is the first year I truly left and I said, okay, thank you. That's all I needed to see out of this class. You did that. You hit that threshold.
Yep.
And this is why I don't like grading the draft, because, like, we could say it's a B, but it could pan out to be an A. It could pan out to be a C. Like, there's no really telling. But just overall consensus and vibes, the vibes are high, which is the best part, because the vibes haven't been high when it comes to the draft in a long time.
Yeah.
One last thing real quick. With the Ty Robinson thing, I think that was going to be our draft pick.
Yeah.
And when he got taken by the Eagles, they traded back with Houston, and then they got Jordan Phillips. I can almost guarantee you Ty Robinson was going to be a Dolphin, but of course the Eagles are the Eagles and they're geniuses.
Fucking Eagles, bro. What a draft.
Dude,
what a draft.
The best draft.
Could you imagine if we got Ty Robinson, though, boys?
Oh. Hey, we'll take Jordan Phillips in the 5th as the consolation.
I know, I'm happy about it. And an extra 3.
With the 3rd round, with an extra 3rd, for sure. For sure.
This is facts.
Yeah. Can we just talk about his meltdown for just a moment? Like, that was unbelievable.
Crazy.
Unprecedented meltdown, bro. And I feel bad for all UM fans and like Cam Ward fans and like Cam Ward in general, bro. Like, The guy gets drafted first overall. You can't even show his highlights or talk about the kid. You're just bitching about Shedeur Sanders. Like, give me a break.
That's
We
insane.
were listening to this song in the
Whoa.
pre-show in the back.
Literally.
Yeah, we were.
Everybody.
No, it's the whole Shedeur thing was crazy because like it was kind of self-inflicted with him.
It was.
Yeah.
Like he was being picky with his interviews. He was being weird in his interviews. He didn't work out. Like Eli Manning was a #1 consensus pick. Like there was no question. Like in a deep quarterback draft.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for him to fall that far, the first couple rounds I was like, all right, he's gonna go now. All right, he's gonna go now. And then I was like, oh, I get it.
I thought we were going to take him.
Oh shit! Oh, now it's getting kind of fucked up. Like, I honestly, it's hard to feel bad for him because he still did get drafted and he still has the opportunity to go and ball out, and money's not an issue for that family. So it's not like the kid was trying to change his life and getting drafted, right? You got an opportunity to go and play ball.
But also,
Dude,
going
that spot.
the third over him is wild stuff. Oh, that's crazy stuff.
Dude,
I couldn't believe that, bro.
The prank call is what it is. I mean, like it turns out everyone got prank called this. What was it? Chase Lunt got prank called like 6 times.
Yeah, I mean,
but no one's talking about that. But
people are assholes, man. That's just what it is. People are just assholes.
But it was crazy to see his reaction, like because the kid was like, "All right, we're gonna take you right here, but you got to keep waiting." Then he hung up and he was like, "Wait, did y'all hear? What did he say?"
Fucked up.
It's crazy, dude.
It's not nice.
It's not. It's just like he is having his moment in front of the fam, and that guy hit him with the curveball. It was just like these kids are ruthless these days, dog.
I mean, that's what
brutal.
the prank world nowadays is crazy.
Yeah, it's not
Just
nice.
brutal.
But really quick before we go, anything we're hearing on as far as like cornerback rumors and like Jalen Ramsey, what's happening with that? Like, Bobby, you got anything?
Well, I'll say this. I think that
Hold on. I love when Bobby goes, well, I'll say this.
Yeah, say this.
About to come out.
Well, I'll say
this. I said all along, Ramsey wasn't. Anyone who asked me, DMs, my subs on here, I never thought Ramsey was getting traded this weekend. It never made any sense. And especially when you hear about the possible returns we might have got, I'll say this though. Now that the draft is passed and we're going to be getting next year currency, the value probably should go up at least a round. You always get a round better if you're getting next year's draft. So that helps. Also, I mean, we're probably waiting until June 1st no matter what now. So, like, while something's close, I think, and I'll say this, perimeters on Jalen Ramsey trades have been in set for weeks. It's just a matter of waiting until June 1st. No one's eating money just to eat money, especially now that the draft is passed. That's the only thing somebody could dangle over our head to make us move him already was a draft pick, and that's gone. So I think we're waiting. Now, as far as free agents goes, we could talk about what y'all want to do, but I know we've heard the Rasul Douglas and now
James
Bradbury. I've also heard, we all know, Jack Jones in the mix.
Yep.
A name to consider.
Good with any of those guys.
By the way, Jack Jones, dog. I'm all for Jack Jones.
Yeah, I'm good with any of those guys.
Needs a new start.
But yeah, so we're working on it. I mean, Greer, the fact that we didn't like draft a corner super high just kind of shows like he's probably got something in his bag. There might be like a backroom handshake, wink, wink, like we'll bring you in for XYZ type of thing. So we'll see what happens. We got time. Yeah. Anything else, boys?
I think that about wraps it up. I was really good week.
Oh,
I have to say that was my first legit like balls deep draft, and I had a fucking killer time with everybody. That was so much fun, man.
It's the best time of the year for sure. And like seeing all the kids that get drafted, bro, that's your whole life for that moment. Like it doesn't matter where you get drafted. It just matters like that you show out when you get drafted, you know?
Yeah.
But I think before we go,
called in Maris just to ask if X is coming back. I wouldn't throw that past them.
He's been training.
I'll say this. I said this to Joe on the phone earlier. I said, I think that was dead. And then now with the Ramsey situation and the need, I think, dude, I'm back at 50%. If there was ever a chance Xavier Howard was coming back to the Dolphins, it's right now. Like, Ghost, you're muted.
That'd be incredible. Put him back on the pod.
Dude, that would be incredible.
It'd be the best.
immediately coming back on the podcast.
Yeah, it would be bomb. But before we go, one more question, guys. 1 silverback gorilla or 100 men? What do you got?
Dude, we've talked about this nonstop in my work this week.
It's the dumbest fucking question. What, dude? A gorilla? You go ahead, Bobby. You can go. I don't care. I just got one stance, and it's not going to change. The gorilla's going to fucking kill everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, without a
it's
doubt.
not close. It's like not close.
I think you're underestimating us. I said, no, I think you're underestimating the gorilla. Dude,
Like that,
Bro, you can have 100 Kenneth Grants, and they're still not even going to put a dent in, buddy.
No.
That first like wave of like 10 guys that go after that gorilla are just instant death. Like everybody else is running away after that.
There's stories of the chimpanzees that like the pet chimpanzees that go wild, and they're 3, 4, 5 times stronger than humans, and gorillas are way stronger than that. And these chimpanzees, they literally like they pull people's arms off their bodies. They just physically fucking rip you apart.
Like crunch skulls.
They just rip you up. Like they rip your arm off. Your arm just comes off your body. You don't have an arm anymore. Like they just pull it off. It's just gone. Like it's not close. It's not even.
Here's my thing too. It's like if you have everyone bought in, like we have 100 motherfuckers ready to stand on business on this gorilla. We're like, this is it. I think that goes out the window after you see the first 10 motherfuckers get their heads knocked off. It's like, yeah, we about to jump on them all at the same time. And you have to do that. Like we have to be like, and also I said this, it depends on the size of the room. If you tell me we're in a closet, I like our chances. As soon as it gets 10 by 10, we're done. Like that ended. Okay. But like, even if we're all on the same page, we're all going to run in same time and get this motherfucker. The second I see Ghost head come off his shoulders, I'm not that guy anymore. I can admit that. Like that's going to change people. Like I'm there.
I'm not even showing up to the party. Like, what are you out of your mind?
Dog, imagine being like running in 13th and he's wearing a dive bar hat backwards. Like, fuck no, dude.
Come on. Well, we just had to ask. That shit's been all over, and that shit's hilarious. People think like 100, like it ain't there's no chance.
Because it's going to get exponentially worse for you because the gorilla is immediately going to kill at least the first 10. And then you're down to 90. And then you're down to 85. And it's just going to get harder and harder and harder. And like, it's not possible. A gorilla can deadlift.
That's why man invented gun.
If a gorilla could deadlift, it would deadlift like 2,000 pounds.
All right, boys. Well, episode 48 in the books. We'll be back next week. You know, we always have some shit up our sleeves. You never know what we're gonna pull out last second. So
we have so many players in the team.
Dude, we have so many.
It's so fun. Like it's so funny. We were set up to have a big April and then just schedules and then camp came about. Well, not camp, but reporting came about. Draft came about. So our draft picks are like, you know, we'll take it easy. But we have what, Bobby? 5 players in the chamber right now.
I'll give you guys a little sneak peek when we bring the rookie on, and I haven't even told you guys yet, but our lifestyle segment's going to have them. We're going to basically pull up 10 OG Dolphin players and see if they can name any of them.
Not like Dan Marino or Ricky Williams, like
a
little
Jeremiah
harder.
Bell,
Tim Ruddy,
dog,
Tim
you know
Ruddy.
what I'm saying? Like
Jake
Scott Evans.
Yeah, so we do
Uh-huh.
have at least one rookie lined up that should be coming on. I say should with everything now because this shit is fluid. We have a rookie. We have a newly acquired free agent from this offseason that recently said he's down to come on.
Second-year player. We have a second-year player coming on.
There you go. Yeah, second-year dog.
A little ghost crew in there.
Yeah, no, we have a lot. And then we have a couple draftees. They might have not went to the teams we wanted them to, but nonetheless, this is the dive bar. We bring every and anything we can bring to y'all guys. We always continue to try to bring different awesome things and
Do not
original
forget
content.
to like and subscribe before Bobby yells at you.
Yes, please. We left it up all show for you guys. But as always, we appreciate y'all rocking with us. Exciting times. It was a good draft weekend. And we out.